Good afternoon, everyone. This is Joe. I'm here on the Basalt server on top of the Basalt Ram, which is the Basalt Generator that I signed to make 21,000 Basalt per hour. It's also very loud. Alright, so, in case you couldn't quite understand that before, what I have for you today is kind of first for the channel, in that this is going to be a standalone video tutorial on how to build this Basalt Generator that I have named the Basalt Ram, because it kind of looks like, you know, a ram's head with like the curly horns. It's there. You guys can see it. You'll see it later, trust me. Anyways, so I'm just gonna walk you through it real quick. You know, there's it's not a particularly complicated design. It seemed to me the most efficient way to go about using kind of the standard generator type setup, but with the function of pulling the basalt out after it forms so that it can be pushed away, because concrete maker, that doesn't quite work. The wood farm, that doesn't quite work. So I'm just going to walk you through it real quick. So you're going to start out your collection area, the way I have mine set up, 9 by 12. And then your 2 outer layers here, that you're going to have hoppers in those. You're going to place your water in the center on either side. That was a miss. Center. And then underneath of these 2 blocks, and then that way you should have every piece is flowing. And then to get up to there, you're gonna count up 11. So this is 2 blocks up. This is where the TNT will land, 2 blocks up from the bottom, and then 11 up. And then place your row of 8 that's going to be centered on these 2. So that's 11 blocks between, 11 air gap between these 2 here. And that's where the TNT is going to drop. So you'll come out to the front here, and we're going to grab our parts for this. So we'll get that, and we will get that, pistons, observer. Cool. So here we go. You're going to put your ice alongside this strip of obsidian that we made here, and then come down with some obsidian here. This could be any immovable block. It's going to be outside of the blast zone here, so it doesn't necessarily have to be obsidian, but it does need to be immovable if you're going to be using a TNT duper. And I'll kind of show you both ways to set it up for a dispenser or a TNT duper. And then you're going to run your soul soil down the outside of those blocks, and then you want to have a block gap above your ice, and then you can have any block that's fireproof. And you can bring that over to be 2 like this now. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and place an observer that's facing out from the first part where they meet, right here on both sides. And then we're going to come 3 observers over from there. And then we need an observer that's facing up with a rail on it. Where's my powered rail? There it is. And then you're going to bring that one all the way over. One more. And then in. Then you can put your sticky pistons on these. And then you come up top. You're going to point these up 1 on the end here. Stick a regular piston on them. Point them in. 2. gonna stick a regular piston looking up on these. And then you're going to get underneath and have a piston facing down underneath all of those upward facing pistons. And so then there you go. That is one side complete. So we're going to run through it again really quick right now. We're going to come 3 observers over. And then we need an observer that is powering in an upward direction with a rail on it. Powered rail. And then we're going to come over 8 from there. And then we're going to have another facing inward towards the basalt. And then sticky pistons on those faces. Come to the outer row of observers, and we're going to be firing up. And then regular piston on top of those. Then we're going to have 2 observers facing in from there. And regular piston facing up. And then we will have a regular piston facing down from there. So now the feed tape system for this is completely set up. So let's toss in some glass just to see how it goes. So it'll just keep feeding. As the basalt forms, it's just going to keep grabbing it, pulling it out, pushing it down. So that part is pretty much done. And this fires very fast, but it can still get stuck. But there's a way around that, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So if you are going to be setting this up with a dispenser for the TNT, you want your dispenser to be directly above this block here. So then from there, you'll bring the obsidian out to here. Get our redstone dust on there, give it a little bend, come down 1. And then over 3, 1, 2, 3, and then bring up this little dogtail here, and you'll have a 4th one on this side. And so on here you're going to place redstone dust and then a torch on the side of that one, and then you're going to want 6 repeaters here. Alright, and so from the redstone torch, you want your timing to be 4, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2. Okay, so this timing is going to work for both the dispenser and for the TNT duper. Now, once you have this in place, the way that I have run mine here, you can see just the switch that I have up top at the floor level where it is in my base. It's going to stick a redstone block down, and this is how I'm turning off the dispenser that's in there with the TNT. The redstone block comes down, powers this so the torch doesn't switch, so it doesn't carry the signal around. So back over here, we're going to set it up. Set up our, I'm just kind of calling this a check circuit. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take an input off of that dispenser, so that every time the dispenser fires, we're going to see it, and we're going to bring that around all the way around underneath of that observer that we had facing up. And so this way, it's going to fire really fast. You're still going to get the benefit of the system firing very quickly, but there is also kind of a security in that the system is not going to be allowed to get stuck, because we have this circuit that will at least detect every time TNT is fired and check to make sure that the system isn't clogged. So now that that's in place, we'll get some glass on the back. how you choose to sort of set up your feed mechanism for dispenser, that's fine. If you are going to go with a TNT duper, then you're going to back this up by 1 block here. And so you'll get your sticky piston, or you'll back it up by 2, actually. I think you're going to need to. Yep. You'll put your sticky piston here. So you'll come down. You're going to want to set it up so that, well, we need to turn this off. So let me grab you really quick. You'll do your little down L of slime, get the wall on the face, put your detector rail and your card up here. You're going to do slime on the side and an L side of the wall is where you're going to need to start it. Coral fan in the front, TNT right there, and then you're going to want to take your observers and you're going to want to read off of that wall. And so there are more efficient ways to do that. You can obviously take a signal from like right here if you wanted to, but that's not the Basalt Ram. Okay, you got to get the horns in there for the full effect. So now you're all set up here. So we'll destroy this. This thing's going to be firing, dropping TNT on the regular, and it's going to land right there in your center spot. One of those 2 blocks every time. And then now we'll go ahead and get our lava in. See the basalt start to generate after we put glass over here so we don't make a mess. So we'll get some lava in here. And there it goes. I let it run, that one right there, as a matter of fact. I let it run for exactly an hour. Just sat there with the timer waiting. And what I came out to was a little over 21,000. When I tried to do it for 5 minutes and then do the math and then do it for 10 minutes and then do the math, I kept getting different numbers, so I figured the best way to do it, just let it run for the full hour. Now, this is going to completely overrun your hoppers. Even if you had this entire bottom thing down here, your hoppers are still just going to get clogged because of the speed that it's producing items at. So real quick, we are going to take a look at how to do a shulker box loader. Now, as far as I know, like this could be the exact design that everybody does, but this is what I pieced together for myself when I decided that I needed to have a shulker box loader. So don't hate me if this is what I'm about to show you is nothing new. I am, however, missing something, and that thing is the dispenser. All right. So you're gonna come down underneath. Picture that you got a 3x3 section here. So you're gonna want to come to the back section, the back corner here, and this is gonna be a sticky piston, and that's gonna be sticky. Then you're gonna have 2 blocks here and 1 block there. Okay. Next, you're going to have your dispenser on the bottom of this. The redstone block is going to be on the side of it. And then you'll have a full block under the dispenser. And then a full block, whatever, caddy corner to the dispenser. And then you need to have, like in this instance we're floating, there needs to be a block down here with some redstone dust. And so this is going to lock your hopper that is collecting the shulkers. So the shulker goes right here, your comparator goes right here, and the observer is going to be observing that comparator. So now what's going to happen is you have the shulker is going to be getting loaded from the hoppers above. And as that happens, comparator is going to be detecting that, but it's only going to send a signal if the signal matches what it's taking in from its side input, which is full signal strength. So it's not going to flash until this shulker box is completely full. So the moment that it does flash, that the shulker is completely full, then first we need to grab the little breaky block. And for the sake of frames, we're going to turn you off. So you want to put this slab up on that sticky piston there. So now, once the shulker is full, it's going to get punched, and that is going to allow this to flash. The observer is going to flash. It's going to briefly pick up the redstone block, unlocking the hopper. It's also going to briefly fire in here, so it's going to redispense a new shulker box for you, and then it'll start filling up the next one right after that, and you're good to go. So real quick, let's just do it again so that we can see. We'll place our shulker here, and then we'll fill it up with some obsidian, sure. Boom. There you go. So yeah, and then I have 4 of these on either side of my one that I have on the Casual Craft server. But that's pretty much it. So what I did for a switch on this too was I have sticky pistons here that are pulling out this observer that's detecting the basalt form. But again, like however you want to route things, you know, feel free to route them on your own. I routed for mine. I have a shulker box pipe that's loading shulker boxes down there into the dispensers, and then I also have like my output is coming up here and spitting up the boxes as they fill up. And then you got a TNT spout right here. So you can kind of line it up however you want. And of course, if you're not putting if you're just letting this float as a machine, you can do it however you want. I did it this way because I wanted my floor level to be right here with all these kicking pistons. But you could change out this row. I will admit, this is extra. You could change these out for observers that are pointed up if you wanted to. Or even note blocks or full blocks. Or not full blocks on this one, but full blocks on the inside one. Note blocks on the outside. You could do that too. So anyways, hey, tutorial. That's a video that's just a tutorial. Tell me how I did. Let me know. Was it bad? Was it bland? Was it dry? Was it boring? Is this something that like 1,000 people have already built and I'm just a crazy person? Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Did you like the video? Hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Leave me a comment in the comments. Let me know some feedback. What would you like me to do different next time? Would you like me to provide additional views of what it is that I'm building? To provide more explanation? Yeah, I don't know. Let me know. I don't know what you're going to comment because it's your comment. Hopefully. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
'Cause when life hands you lemons, you better make some lemonade.